Welcome back to Hannity. The Center for Medical Progress has released another shocking undercover video reportedly exposing potential illegal behavior from Planned Parenthood executives. Now, the newest video allegedly shows the directors for research for Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast talking about changing abortion procedures to meet specific needs, obtaining intact fetal cadavers for buyers. We have to warn you, we can't even show you the whole video, but what we will show you is disturbing, has very graphic material, in case you have kids in the room. Here you go.
Yeah, and so if we alter our process and we are able to obtain intact fetal cadavers, then we can make it part of the budget that any dissections are this, and splitting the specimens into different shipments is this. I mean, it's all just a matter of line items.
Joining us now from the Center for Medical Progress, David Daleiden is back with us. All right, just to remind people, it's illegal to sell fetal body parts, number one. Number two, it's illegal to alter the abortion procedure for the purpose of harvesting these organs. Two separate laws, correct?
Correct.
Okay, now, I'm watching this. We've already talked about how they sip wine, eat their frou-frou salad, talk about buying Lamborghinis. Oh, it's another boy. The callousness is beyond compare. This is the fifth in a series of 12. In this one, I watched this video. They're talking about intact fetal cadavers. Are they alive, these kids, when they're born?
Yeah, so one thing that's important for everyone to realize, Sean, when we're talking about harvesting baby parts from aborted fetuses, is that there can't be any kind of feticidal chemical. Typically, abortion doctors use digoxin or potassium chloride in a late second trimester abortion procedure that's an injection of poison to kill the fetus before the procedure takes place. But if we're talking about fetal tissue procurement or organ harvesting, no feticidal chemical can be used, because what that does is it ends up, it poisons the tissues and the organs and kills the cells and makes them unusable for scientific research. So whenever we're talking about fetal tissue harvesting, we're talking about cases where no feticide, no digoxin, no poison was used, and if at the same time you're trying to get those fetuses out as intact as possible, you're creating a perfect storm for there to be born alive infants.
So what you're talking about, and they discuss this on the tape, the centimeters of dilation in the woman, and they also talk about the pain tolerance of the woman so that they can have the intact, at this point, I would argue, baby come out, which they would then harvest. What are the odds that those kids would actually be born alive?
Yeah, the odds are very, very good. There have been different studies done, actual studies done by abortion doctors, one of whom, Dr. Ronald Berman, now actually is the medical director for STEM Express, which is one of the major baby parts harvesting companies that's partnered with Planned Parenthood, and Dr. Berman is actually also a Planned Parenthood abortion doctor in Northern California. He's one of the several abortion doctors who have done research into that area of how frequently you get a born alive infant when you're doing later second trimester cases and you're not using any kind of feticidal procedure. And so it's definitely something that happens, and it's kind of the dirty little secret of the abortion industry.
What do you make of the Senate vote yesterday? Daniel Horowitz over at Conservative Review put forward a piece today where he said, what was the purpose of conducting a vote to defund Planned Parenthood on a standalone bill after blocking amendments to do that on what he would argue is a must-pass bill? Do you think this was a show vote? He argues it was an effort to help some senators.
Well, I think it's an important first step. And I think that it shows us that we're only anywhere from 5 to 7 votes away. And as the story continues to develop, as the different state investigations and congressional committee investigations, including the Senate Judiciary Committee investigation of Planned Parenthood's baby part sales, continue to move forward, more evidence will surface. CMP is continually presenting more evidence from our 2.5-year-long investigative journalism study. So I think this is just the first step.
And there's 7 more to come.
Exactly.
Gruesome, grotesque, horrific, and I think the left has to really examine this closely. It seems like some people on the left are more concerned about Cecil the lion than these incredibly disturbing videos. But great work. We look forward to exposing more of this. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks.